about. But part of the reason that job is hard is because the drafters of the Constitution actually knew that that passage of time would happen. They wanted this Constitution to stick around for a long time. And because they knew that, they wrote it not to be very specific. There are all these phrases in the Constitution which are not self-defining, which, they don't tell you exactly what that means for any particular case. So if I say to you, and I'm going to use an example not from 1789, but from 1868, which is when the 14th Amendment was passed, which is the source of an enormous body of current constitutional law. If I say to you, well, the Constitution says that everyone's entitled to due process of law or to equal protection of the laws, now you have to tell me what that means. And the dictionary just doesn't tell you that. And so you have to develop ways of deciding what it means to ensure that every citizen in our country has the equal protection of the law. Now, different justices have different views about how to do that, and I'm not going to use this to push my own view. Some justices say you really do have to look back and see whatever you can see about that moment when that amendment was ratified. I don't agree with that. I think that constitutional interpretation is more of an organic process. The way you understand and apply those provisions is by looking not only to what they meant at that moment in time, but throughout the stream of American history up through our own moment, and particularly looking at what the court has said about those provisions year after year after year after year. I think that that's what produces the decisions that are most faithful to the Constitution and that fit best in our current world. So that's how I do constitutional interpretation. Others do it differently. But we're all struggling with the same problem, which is every single one of us on the court, I have absolutely no doubt, are putting our personal views into that box as far as we possibly can. We do have different views about interpretation, about especially as to the Constitution, in some ways as to statutes as well. And those differences account for divisions on the court as to various important issues. But that's what all of us, every single one of us, is doing law rather than applying their own personal preferences in the way that they think makes best sense.
Any other questions?